Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Trillionaire, and today we're discussing how to invest in ICOs. Part 2 of a 3-part series because 25 minutes is too long of an ICO video. Next up, we have the white paper, and the white paper is another one that's probably in the top 3 most important items for investing in an ICO. You must read the white paper. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you can't read and understand the white paper, then that means that they did not write the white paper properly enough. They didn't write it well enough, I should say. And if they didn't write the white paper well enough, you should have red flags popping up in your head. Is there several spelling mistakes? Does it seem like it's a half-baked idea? These are all things that you need to be answering and that the white paper should be answering for you. I mean, not for you, not thinking for you, but anyways, it should be helping you to answer these questions, okay? The white paper doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be lengthy or anything. I've seen white papers from straight up scam companies like FConnect that are 30 pages long, and they have a single paragraph per page with giant text and in phenomenal graphics. But the white paper isn't about giant text or phenomenal graphics. It's about actually getting the idea written down on paper in the easiest to understand way possible. I don't want to see decentralized, immutable ledger 30 freaking times in your damn white paper. Everybody has it in their white paper, okay? We got it. It's decentralized, it's immutable, blah, 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 blah. Everybody says that. I want real words that we use on a regular basis. And if you're in the crypto world, obviously you're using decentralized and immutable on a regular basis. But I want real words, okay? Actually explaining how your product works and how it's going to be successful. I want that, we need that, okay, cool. So after the white paper, if you've determined it's good, the idea is still sound after reading the white paper, okay, we need to know what the roadmap is. Where are they taking this company? Was that white paper all about the ICO? Was it half about the ICO? Because if it was half about the ICO, then it looks like they're really focusing on how they're going to end up getting that massive chunk of change from the public and not so much on how they're going to get the public their massive chunk of change back to them. So things to keep in mind. If they're talking all about getting your money and not so much about how they're going to get you the money back, and not talking about specifically this is how we're going to get your money back, but more specifically this is how we're going to develop this is how we're going to use your money and develop the platform to achieve what we set out to achieve, you know, things to think about, okay? Red flags if they're talking about all about getting your money. So, okay, how much do they hope to raise? If a company's looking to raise $100 million and they literally just have a roadmap and a white paper and a couple photos of some team members and whatnot, and maybe a figure with some sort of influence from some other project that may or may not be successful or remains to be seen. These are red flags. Just because I'm going to use Charlie Lee as an example here, nothing against the guy whatsoever. Charlie Lee is the creator of Litecoin, was working on Bitcoin, moved to Litecoin. Let's say Charlie Lee is an advisor here. Just because Charlie Lee is an advisor does not mean that product is going to be a good product, or that you're even going to get your money back, or that it's a good investment, okay? So don't sit there and invest in something just because Charlie Lee or anybody, or Vitalik himself, is into it. It doesn't mean that the product's going to be good, all right? Just because these guys were successful one time doesn't mean that they're going to continue to be successful, and it also doesn't mean that somebody didn't throw a few $1 million or a couple million or 100,000, whatever it took to get them on board, all right? More things to consider. All right, so speaking of roadmaps, what is their roadmap? We need them to spell out what they're planning on doing. And why do we need them to spell that out? Because after that initial coin offering, we need to make sure that they're achieving these things in the times that they set out to achieve them. It shows that they're being reasonable and that they're being accountable and that they're being transparent. These are all things that we need to see from companies coming before, during, and after the ICO. Critical. All right, so how much do they hope to raise? I believe we talked about that. You know, can they explain why they need $100 million from you? Okay, do you really need $100 million when you don't have anything? Maybe you only need 5 million. Maybe you only need 25 million. Some companies may have a legitimate reason for raising $100 million, but I would go out on a limb here that the majority of them don't need $100 million. I understand that developers in this space are few and hard to come by, and you need to pay them more and offer them more incentives, but $100 million is a whole lot of incentive. It's a whole lot of incentive. If you're doing what you should be doing, you're not going to need that amount of money from the get-go. Just to give you an example, Ethereum raised $15 million in its ICO. Ethereum is worth, or has been worth, over $25 billion at one point, okay? Just something to think about. Amount raised in ICO does not mean success. Question of the day, what ICOs are you looking to invest in right now? Thanks so much, folks. This has been Trillionaire. Peace.